السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وصحبه المنتجبين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Our reciters will focus on the life of Ali al-Akbar fi hadhihi al-layla. So tonight we are honoring Ali al-Akbar as we did for Qasim and Abu al-Fadl, and this makes this evening very special. Sheikh will come to speak in Arabic about this story, and then at the end we are going to have a beautiful recitation and latmiya both in English and Arabic. When our guest said Ali, I don't know if he mentioned that he is going to give you a free CD, professionally recorded, his selected recitations. That is at the end that you can see him and receive the CD. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
When Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he left Mecca, in his way to Kufa, they passed a station called Bani Muqatil. At that time, Uqba ibn Sam'an, he said that all of a sudden I heard Imam Hussein alayhi salam is reciting Kalimatul Istirja', Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. This is Istirja'. His son Ali al-Akbar heard this verse from his father. He came and he said, Ya Abata, what happened? Because usually when we say Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, it is like an event, somebody passed away, or we are talking about death. Imam said that, well, I just have a very short nap, and I saw a man who was riding a horse saying that as this caravan is moving, death is moving with them. Well, look at the reaction. Ali Akbar, instead of showing some nervousness, anxiety, frustration, fear, depression, he relaxed. He said, Ya Abata, awalasna bil haq. In this destiny and the way that we chose, don't we follow the truth? And Imam said, of course. Then he said, فَإِذَا لَا نَبَالِ مِنَ الْمَوْتِ. Even if this happened, that death is following us, we are not worried about that. If the cause is right and destination is right. And Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he prayed for his son, saying, Jazakallah khair al-jaza, may Allah reward you, my beloved son, with the best reward that any son can receive from his parents. I like to just have a little comment on this story. Commitment and obedience of a son to his faith, but also to his father, because he knows that his father is following the path of truth. This man is from generation of Ismail. Abraham and his son Ismail. When Abraham told his son, إني أرى في المنام أني أذبحك فانظر ماذا ترى. I saw in my dream that I was ordered to kill you, my son. Wow. If any of us tell tell our son or daughter that I'm going to kill you, 911 right away, right? I mean, you don't have to even threat to kill someone. That's the first thing that they learn in kindergarten, that if you face any danger, 911. But that was not the reaction of Ismail. He said, Ya أبا تفعل ما تؤمر ستجدني إن شاء الله من الصابرين. Oh, Dad, do it. Inshallah, I'm going to tolerate it. I'm going to be patient. It's okay. Of course, it was a test, and both father and son, they passed the test. That was not really meant to be done, but they were ready to do it, and Allah accepted and congratulated them for passing this test. This is a very important issue, showing love, passion, and kindness to your parents. This is part of even those 10 commandments, right? This in America, we hear a lot about 10 commandments. One of the commandments is honor your parents. It's one of them. So it's not only for Muslims, it's Christians, Jews, all the Abrahamic religions. This is part of our faith. I like to ask the younger brothers and sisters to, when you go home, when you get a chance, open the Quran, chapter Al-Isra, which is chapter number 17 in Quran, and read verse number 23. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And Allah says, number one, your connection with your Creator, that you believe in one God, at-Tawheed, and right away, after recognizing the authority of the Creator, recognize the authority of your parents. Ihsana. Ihsan means that it didn't say adla. It's not about fairness. What is fair? It's about ihsan. Just that show love. And ihsan, kindness, regardless. There's no any condition here. It's not under certain condition. No. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. وَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ. Be careful. You never express a word that is negative or showing your frustration to your parents. وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. Never argue with your parents. No dispute, no confrontation. وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. Anytime you talk with your parents, speak with generosity, kindness, with dignity. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الظُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. Just close your janah, your wings. You know how the bird is flying over and showing that, oh, I can, I'm above, I'm up. But it says, no, go down and close your wings. That means show maximum humbleness to your parents. Don't fly, don't go up. وَاخْفِضْ جَنَاحَكَ. Close your wings and make yourself so little and small and humble to your parents. Not only that, وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِ صَغِيرًا. And also pray for them. Oh Allah, I was a child, they raised me. Show your mercy, O God, to my parents. So make sure that you go through these verses in Surah Al-Isra. There is a hadith from Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, he said, "An-nadharu ila al-Kaaba ibadah." If you look at the Kaaba when you go to Masjid al-Haram, just sit down Masjid al-Haram looking at the Kaaba by itself is an act of worship. وَالنَّظَرُ إِلَى الْمُصْحَفِ عِبَادَةً. If you open the Quran and if you just look at the Quran, look at these beautiful verses from the Quran, is an act of ibadah. To the point that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, وَالنَّظَرُ إِلَى الْوَالِدَيْنِ عِبَادَةً. You just sit down and look at the face of your father and your mother. That is act of ibadah. Subhanallah. Though we know that also the parents are responsible and parenting is a big responsibility. Hajjaz was talking about BMW, somebody parked. I hope it's not from one of the sons and daughters that his parents, they bought that BMW for him and he just irresponsibly parked it anywhere he wants. So it is not just focusing on finance, but also the faith of your children. And this is a big issue in this country. I just look at the study that says that the useful conversation between parents and children is almost 50 minutes a week. Only 50 minutes in 7 days in this country. The father and children, they sit down and have a conversation that is providing some guidance and some direction for the kids. That is really a problem, lack of communication between the children. As I ask the youth to go to chapter Al-Isra, verse 23, I want the parents to go to Surah Luqman, chapter 31, and read a few verses from verse 13 to 19. Just few verses. And to see how a father, how the parents supposed to talk to their children. Ya bunayya la tushrik billah, aqim as-salah, ya bunayya, do your prayer. Ya bunayya wa'mur bil ma'ruf wanha 'anil munkar. Promote the right things. Prevent evil. Wasbir 'ala ma asabak. Be patient, be humble. It's really very important. If there are parents that they don't care, says hijab doesn't matter, zakat doesn't matter, prayer doesn't matter, halal and haram doesn't matter, right? Any kind of boyfriend and girlfriend doesn't matter. Just, enjoy it, have some fun, free. I don't want to put any pressure on my kids. Well, if that is the case, then what do you expect? What would be the result? Morality doesn't matter, marriage doesn't matter, discipline doesn't matter, education doesn't matter, none of this matters. And then you see the guy is 35 years old and now he comes to me with his father and he says, Sheikh, is there any prayer? Because my son doesn't want to pray and he doesn't want to marry. He said, I'm gay. What should I do? Said, and I'm sitting there, we talk to everybody, right? So just because somebody's gay, you are not closing the mosque and say, no, it's haram, I'm not going to talk with you. And I listen to this person and he says that, it's genetic. I don't have any feeling for that, it's genetic. And I'm saying now you are even accusing your parents, you think that even, it's genetic, that is coming from somebody else. How you can say such a thing? I mean, how you can prove that it's genetic? Who said it? And even if there was something genetic, just because it's genetic, you don't have to give up. You don't have to submit to anything that you feel, submit to your desire because your desire exists. That doesn't mean. I mean, you have desire to eat, right? You have desire to drink. food and water is very genetic for us. But still, when we come to month of Ramadan, we fast for the entire month. We don't eat, we don't drink. That means that we are able to do such a thing. Is not, yes.
Cancer can be genetic, and you go and seek to treat it.
That's a good example. That's a good example, cancer that Dr. Fahd is saying that, in the past, like 20 years ago, the word cancer, it was so scary. Somebody has cancer means this person is finished. But nowadays, with the medical advancement, lots of cases of cancer can be treated. And if you catch it on the right time, you overcome. Except that somebody just leave it till it gets to stage number 4, that's another story. But there is a way, if you are aware of the situation. And then I said, brother, just think about it. You think that your creator, your God, or even the nature would design such a thing for your lifestyle? This is not the way that you were created. You were created, did not desire for you not to marry. And even if you go to the reality of the nature, so you are doing a coup d'etat against the nature. And what is going to happen to the coming generations if there is no marriage, if there is no family? So you see, the foundation of family is in danger because of lack of communication, because of ignorance, because so many shaitans in this world. So many dajjals. We are looking and waiting for one dajjal before Imam Al-Mahdi alayhi salam. We have millions of dajjals in the world. So many devils in the world. From the poison of pornography for the youth now through internet and YouTube and all this social network, to all this poisonous propaganda of the extremists, that they wash the brain of simple people. There was something so embarrassing in the news today that this Abu Bakr, I don't know, they call themselves Abu Bakr all the time. We have one Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi in Iraq, and creating that much mess and brutality are those barbarians over there, that they are massacring the entire tribe, a Sunni tribe. Al-Namr tribe in Iraq is a Sunni group. But just because these Sunnis are against ISIS, they are beheading all of them, 300 of them so far. Now there is another Abu Bakr in Nigeria, Abu Bakr Shaka'o. There was something in the news today that you heard about those poor girls, 200 girls, who were kidnapped from the schools in Nigeria. And a few days ago we heard that they were about to free the girls. That was in the news. But now today this Abu Bakr Chicago has said, no, who said that we are going to free them? As a matter of fact, they became Muslim and now we married them. Oh, shame on you. Shame on you. You kidnap innocent girls from a school. And now you say, oh, now they converted and now they are mubah for you, they are halal for you. So it is not only what you have pornography in the Hollywood culture, but you have these criminals, the shaitan, the real shaitan, shayateen al-ins. That's more dangerous than shayateen al-jinn. And they are doing all this filth and craziness to humanity. So this is what I'm saying, that there are so much evil and shaitans in this world, and they are kidnapping and they are recruiting people who are suffer from two diseases, disease of ignorance and disease of poverty. When people are uneducated and they are poor, they make the army of ISIS and others. Those who are running these satanic scenarios, they might be educated, but they are evil. But those soldiers who are doing beheading and all this crime, they are actually bought. Their souls were bought. They sold their souls to the Satans. And that is why we face this embarrassing for our faith and humanity. So my advice for the youth, especially in this country with all these opportunities, education, education, education. Alhamdulillah, we are so honored to see that in our community we have so much opportunity. It's not only the public school, the charter school. I see Haji Nawal here, and you know her success in raising thousands of kids in our community and educate them, and the Islamic schools and the mosque. This is number one. No any other religion says talabul ilmi farida. Wow, farida. Faridatun ala kulli Muslim. Every Muslim must receive education. 1400 years ago, this is the statement of our Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. He said, "Utlubul ilm walau bis-Sin." If you have to go to China, no airplane, no train, no car. You have to walk or go by camel or whatever. But he said, you must go. Tens of thousands of kilometers, miles. If you find education there, you must go and get it. اطلب العلم من المهد إلى اللحد. Don't say, oh, I'm educated and I got graduated. Now I have like a bachelor. You think just we get a bachelor, now we are graduate? How many books we read and we got a bachelor? That's nothing. Even if you get a PhD, you get a PhD, maybe you read like 200 books, 300 books, 400 books. How many books? Compared to the ocean of information and science in this world, that even if you get that, you still have to read and book after book every day, something new. Learn something new. You know, we as speakers, we come here and speak. We cannot just rely on something that we, learned in the house like 40 years ago. You have to keep reading books and new research every day. We feel foolish if we stop reading for like a few days. Looks like we know nothing. That is number one. قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. It's about your mind, not your muscle and just I'm strong. No, it is about our mind. This is Imam Ali alayhi salam. He is talking about your faith, your action, al-amal, al-nihaya, destination, al-istiqama, to be consistent, to be determined, as-sabr, to be patient, al-wara, to be muttaqi, to be pious. I was reading on the characteristics of construction of a good character for the youth. If you want to see as a young person what kind of characteristics should be there to build a good character for you. And I said, my goodness, you go through the books and you go through the Quran, you go through the Hadith, There are tens and tens of them. At least I could get a list of minimum 50 major qualities that construct the character of a young man or woman. And I'm going to just go through, I chose out of those 50 only 20 of them, and I want you to, and just 20 words. And I want you to listen carefully to these words, that in order to build our spiritual and moral characters, we need to practice this. And I'm going to, after I read this, I'm going to test you that which one are you willing to pass tonight. If you want to choose one of these qualities, which quality would be? Number one is our faith and iman. Forgiveness. You know, the Sheikh was talking about this last night, forgiveness. We want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us. We have to forgive one another. Patience, punctuality, to do the right thing on the right time. Compassion, creativity, appreciation, what we call it shukr, gratitude, generosity, hospitality, humility, respect, responsibility, justice, truthfulness, discipline, determination, sincerity, tolerance, self-control, and finally wisdom. And we are speaking in House of Wisdom. يُعَلِّمْهُمُ الْكِتَابِ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. So out of all of this quality, which one is the most important to your judgment?
All the above. Iman.
Iman.
Because it carries everything else
The
under it.
character. Iman. Iman comes first, no problem. What else?
All the above.
Yes, Adel. Justice. What? Sabr. Hajj, you said sabr, patience.
Discipline. Discipline.
Discipline.
Self-control.
Self-control. Respect.
Not lying.
Honesty, right? Yeah, honesty. You know, somebody told me that he said that my father told me two things. He was talking to his father, and he said that my father always used to tell me two things: don't smoke, don't lie. So he said that that's two advices for me: don't smoke and don't lie. Okay, what else? I can hear you.
Family.
Family, right. Family is the foundation of all of this. I mean, we have to fix the family if we want to fix all of these characters. You know, the problem that the family are broken, the broken family, that is really the beginning of all these problems. If there is no family, then how can we? As a matter of fact, there's a family, the first school of love, the first school of respect, the first school of fairness, the first school of hospitality, the first school of patience, the first school of, dignity. All of this start from school of family, from father and mother. And of course, we learn it in the masjid as well. But these are 20 qualities. So which one are you ready to pass this evening? Which one is it that if I challenge you with this evening, you are going to be able to pass? Right? Hajj Riyadh, which one you are going to talk about it tonight?
Self-control.
Yeah, self-control. Generosity, somebody says, right? God bless you. Hajj, did you say generosity? You know, subhanAllah, they say, Al-asma tunzal min as-sama. Means the names are coming from heaven. It's important. You know, his name is Hajj Ramzi Jawad, Ramz lil-Jud wal-Ata, inshallah. He said generosity. And it is important to, one of the duties of the parents to choose a beautiful name for your parents. Somebody said that I want to call my child Kili. Kili. I mean, Kili is like maybe, I don't know which language, originally means maybe it's a good thing. It's a Spanish, I don't know what word it's coming from. But in English, it's the Kili for your child. Kill means to kill someone. So why you want to choose a name that is like confusing and people get confused about the name? So choose so many names. So I want